This tutorial will be showing you guys how to get your AI in your level and working properly. Um, it's a fairly long tutorial, so be prepared to learn quite a bit, and please don't fast forward and skip anything. You'll probably miss a whole bunch of things that you really shouldn't be missing. So let's start by making a new world called AI. So once that's all loaded up, let's start by making a giant room. So uh, get into brush mode, let's add a primitive, a box, go with 500 is fine for now. Resize it, doing this quickly because I'm pretty sure if you want to use AI you're already familiar with the tools. So there's our box. So let's go ahead and apply a material to it. I'm just going to use the grid one, wherever it is, right there. So let's apply it and then flip it. Now expand our grid a bit. So basically what we're going to do with this tutorial will be making the AI character be able to walk from one room to another room, as well as walking upstairs, jumping over things, as well as opening doors. So let's go ahead and copy this box and make another room. So we're going to just edit, copy, paste, move it over to the side. And now we're going to move our marker to the bottom of this room by pressing our X key on the keyboard, and it's going to move our marker down, and then move it over to this wall so that we can add a door and size our walls up accordingly. So let's go to prefabs, open it up, go to industrial, press DO for door. Let's find a good door here. This is door right there. Door industrial 2 underscore blue. So double click that. Using the N key, we can rotate our door so that it's going the right way. Let's zoom into this view. Align this line right here to this green line. And that's our door frame. So let's go ahead and select our other box, move it over until it meets the other line where the door frame is. Go ahead and press Ctrl J to split it apart. Do the same on the other room as well. Ctrl J. And now I'm going to split from right here. Spacebar, spacebar, S for split. And the same thing from here. Spacebar, spacebar, S to split. Then I'm going to drag this piece in the middle that we cut out. I'm going to zoom into this view here. And I'm going to drag it up to match the top of that door frame. So drag it up, and that's it. So there's our basic wall. So I'm going to go ahead and group these. And then Shift J. Over to our other room. Delete this wall. Go ahead and move our marker over up into this corner, as well as the top corner up here. So let's go ahead and copy and paste our wall, Control C, Control V, and then go to the other room. It's not there, so press F, and then that's it. So we have 2 rooms now. So let's go ahead and start grouping everything. So it's very important when you're making a single player map or any other kind of map that has lots of objects and objectives and things like that. So let's go ahead and right click on our root folder. We're going to click add new space. We're going to call this AI test rooms. So go ahead and end that. And you'll notice that when we expand it, there's a whole bunch of different options or not options, nodes that we can arrange our objects into. So what I'm going to do right now is just select everything, press Shift J to join everything. Oops, I froze it by accident. So go ahead and select that. We're going to click on Geometry and Shell, and let's just put it underneath the floor. So with that selected, right there. We're going to right click on the floor and click Move Tagged Nodes here. Now it's all organized in there. Now with door industrial blue, our prefab door, we're going to put that under the detail. So we'll go ahead and move tag nodes here. So everything is all organized the way it should be. AI infrastructure is already set up for all your nodes, regions, and AI nav mesh. The nav mesh will allow your AI to move around, as well as nav mesh links. The links will be able to make the AI be able to jump over things, open doors, or crawl underneath things. So we're going to add the nav mesh first. So we're going to press F3 while this folder is selected, and that will become the root folder. So anything we create now will be underneath this folder, not our root AI folder. So let's zoom in, expand our grid so that it's just big enough. Go into geometry edit mode, and let's move our marker in this view to about 10 centimeters above our floor. That's right there. And we're going to make a big square, cover this entire room with the spacebar button. So press spacebar, 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 and spacebar. So now, if we look underneath our nav mesh, it's right there. I'm going to name this, pressing F2, Mesh 1 for naming. I'm going to also click this button to make our marker go to the middle. I'm going to right click, selection, bind to object, AI nav mesh. So now, I'm going to rename this nav mesh, AI nav mesh underscore room 1. So now this is our nav mesh for this room. Keep everything nice and organized. It saves you a lot of time in the long run. So go ahead and with this selected, move our marker back in the top right, or top left, sorry, for this new room. And we're just going to copy and paste our object into the next room. So now we have nav mesh room 01 in the other room. Let's go ahead and rename this to number 2 instead of 01. So there is our nav mesh all set up. So now we're going to make the AI regions. The regions will allow the AI to be activated and used within within the volume of that brush. So let's press F3 on regions, and we're going to get in brush mode, and we're going to make a box around our first room, and set our thickness to 500 and move it up. Resize it accordingly. Make sure it encloses the entire box, or else it won't work correctly. And now I'm going to name this region 1. So let's go ahead and move our marker to the middle. Selection, bind to object, and we're going to set this as the AI region. There's options in here that we can use on the enter command. If an AI will get into this region, it can send a command. When he exits a region, it'll also send a command. You can do that if you want. It doesn't really matter. Restrictions, you can say which characters will be included. Just set it to none for everything, I believe. I leave mine as none. It seems to work fine, so just do that. View node, I'm not really sure what this does. I'll probably make another tutorial on it when I figure it out. But this is the basics, and it should get you through it, and you can be able to make your AI do some things. So back to the nodes tree, and we're going to copy this entire brand new box over to our next room. So we're going to move our marker in the top corner, as well as up here. So press Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, paste it over, and rename it. 01 is fine. So there's our AI nav meshes and regions all done. Actually, what I'm going to do here isn't what I should have done. I'm going to drag this mesh into the room of 1 and delete this new object. Pressing the delete key. That should be right. Yes. Okay, sorry about that. So go ahead and select your two new AI regions, and we're going to press selection and hide selected so that they don't get in our way, because they're pretty big and pretty annoying trying to navigate through them while outside your level. So let's zoom in here. We're going to add an AI right here, so press X, and it will move to where your cursor was. And move them out over to this corner over here. Right click, add object, CAI, this is the AI object. And let's set him up. So let's go model template. Let's make him a ATC security. His goal set will be a patrol. So go ahead and into configure AI. The initial node will be his behavior, what he'll do. So since we set his patrol, or his goal set to patrol, his initial node should be a patrol node as well, so that he will know what to do when he first gets in the world would be to patrol. Meaning just walking around from point A to point B and looping if you want. Behavior node, you can set this up to put in a search node so that he'll search as well as patrol. So that's about it for that. So now we have to set it all up. So let's put a patrol node right here, 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 and one right in the middle. So let's move our marker over to here. Right click. Oh, sorry. First, let's push F3 on the AI nodes folder so it keeps it all nice and organized. So right click, add object, AI node, and patrol. You'll notice it's patrol 00, which should be good. So next object, we're just going to copy this. So we know what our next object name is going to be. It's going to be 01. So just put that in there. And you should be good to go for the next one. So let's move our marker over here. Copy and paste. And it is patrol 01. So let's change this to 02. Move it up here again. Control C, Control V. Change this to 03 because it will be the last one. And let's put it right in the middle of the room. Add object, no, not add. Control C, Control V to copy and paste. And we're going to name, and we're going to set this one to go back to patrol 00, which will be right over here. The arrow will tell you which one is going to next. So if we get into the object mode, this one's going to that one, this one is going to this one, this one's going to that one, that one's looping back to here. Face will be when the character reaches this point, the rotation of this object will be the point of, will be the way of which he will face. So if you're so if this object is rotated towards this vector here, your character, when he gets here, will kind of turn this way and then turn that way. So if you want him to, like, it's kind of hard to explain. We're just going to leave it as this for now, not get too complicated. But we're going to have to get them all nice and organized and make them work right. So now we're going to make another patrol point in this next room over here. So move our marker over here, and we got to change this one right here to 04. So Control C, Control V, and this one will go over to patrol 4, which is in this next room. And we're going to set this one to 00 to go back to the very first one. So basically what this will do, he will start here, go to this node, go to this node, go to this node, and go through the door over to this node, and then he will continue on his way back over to the first node once more, and he will loop. So, if we were to test this right now, and would say we always, and we had the sectors, he would go here, 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 and here, and he would just stop. Because there is no link from this nav mesh to this nav mesh. So there's kind of a break, and the door is the break. So now we have to make a nav mesh link to link both of these. So in our nav mesh, we're going to make this AI nav mesh room 1 object our root folder. So press F3 on that. And now we are going to zoom in our door here. And we are going to select this nav mesh, drag it back to 2 grid spaces when your setting is at 10 centimeters, as well as this piece over here. This will give us enough room so that we can make a link object. So let's move our grid to the center of this plane, pressing this button. It's the marker to selection. You'll notice when I look at it, it's right on the plane, which is awesome, which is exactly what we need. Let's go ahead and do geometry edit mode, and we're going to make a new square right here, pressing spacebar, 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 and spacebar. This will go through right there and go through right there. So what we need to do now is move our marker to the middle, the selection, right-click, selection, bind to object, AI nav mesh door. As well as we need to make another object. So let's move our marker over here, and we need to add another object called the AI nav mesh link. Now, we have to arrange our nav mesh link object types underneath our AI nav mesh link base object. So just click and drag underneath, and it will be in there, and this will be activated. Now let's go ahead and select our nav mesh object, which is right at the bottom of this door. Go to properties, and required awareness. This is where you can set the objects that you want the AI to use under certain conditions, like required awareness. So if he was injured, he would use this. If he has an immediate threat, he would run to this door and try and open it and see if he has any friends, or trying to hide and throw a grenade. Minimum required awareness is relaxed, which is normal, walking around, and max enabled is alert, which is running around shooting you. So basically you don't want to really do anything. The smart object is the underneath some certain things. There's different animations for different types. The smart object for the door is just a single object, because a door is a door. But for jumping over things, there's one that he'll jump down, or there's one that he'll put his hand and hand plant over like a wall or something. So there's different things you can look out for. Each one has a different animation length, as well as how far the AI will travel. So you got to look out for that. Not make anything too weird. So with our door object, with the name of the door corresponding to this link. So now we have to select our rotating door, and right here it is, door industrial 02 blue 00 door world model. So this is our door. We're just going to select that. And now this nav mesh is linked to this door. So now when the AI can get into this little box that we just created right here, he will activate the door by either kicking it open if he is alert, or pushing it open when he is relaxed or suspicious. So that's pretty much that for the AI. We have to set him up now so that he can use the patrol. So his goal set is set to patrol, and we have to go and configure him and set his initial node to AI node patrol 00. So go ahead and press OK. I forgot one thing. Go back into configure AI, and he's on no team, which is good for single player map. Team 0 would be Team 0, obviously, or Team 1, and Team 1 would be Team 2 in the in multiplayer. his alignment is neutral character. So if you want him to shoot at you, it'd be bad character. ATC security, this is probably, I'm guessing, a specialized control set for the ATC security characters, as they're a little bit different and a lot smarter than your regular old bad characters that just run around and shoot at you. Good character, well, he's good, makes sense. Neutral character is, he's in the middle, he still won't shoot you, and even if you shoot at him, I do not think he will shoot at you. So just leave this at neutral character for the test to see if he can go through the door and come back out and go through the door again. Okay, so sector this level. Expand our grid. I'm not going to be very neat with the sectors since this is just a tutorial. Actually, may as well. So let's go into our nodes and go into our sectors folder, make this root by pressing F3. So let's go ahead and make a box, spacebar, in the brush object mode. Okay, spacebar, 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 and spacebar. So let's go ahead and drag it up, and drag it down. Copy and paste it over to the other side. Move the marker up with the X key and Control C, Control V. Position it, select them both, and we're going to go to properties, hit the build button because you have multiple selected, and set it to sector. So our level is sectored and ready to be tested out. So go ahead and give that a whirl, see what happens. I forgot one thing, we have to add a world objects, or world properties object, and set our ambient light to something about like that. And we also have to add a game start point. And this is going to be where did it go? Right there. We're also going to add a light to each room as well. So go into brush mode, select our room, our sector, it'd be a lot easier. Move our marker to the middle. Move it up a little bit. Add object, the light point. Just set this to about 800. Not that big. 600? Nope. Let's go with 500. 550. Okay. Copy and paste this into the next room over. Control C, Control V. So now we have light as well as ambient light. So this, when you process it and run it, the AI will look like the video that I'm going to show after this. So thanks for watching and enjoy AI in the game Fear.